Hi.
Oh,
Testing, testing.
You're coming in loud and clear, John.
Oh, by the way, uh, this, um, about the recording on the last day, you usually don't. It usually isn't posted, so I have no way to get to it in like the previous classes.
You're talking about this Zoom?
Yeah, like when it's the last day of like the classes that we take, and
Uh-huh.
you record them, but then you don't post them anywhere, so I can get get to them.
I can post it if you'd like.
Uh, I like to get all the recordings and all the videos.
Yeah, not a problem.
Yeah.
I can do that for you. I gotta check out when D2L closes. I can leave it open a little bit later. I was also like now doubting when I needed. Oh, see, the final grades aren't due until the 24th. So I'll probably just leave it open until the 24th. Okay, if I go to 3D animation, course offering information, course has end date. I'll change this to Sunday the 22nd. Save. Cool. So you'll have access to D2L until Sunday. I'll do that for the modeling class too. Modeling, course information, end date 22nd. Man, snowy day out there. I always like to think back to when we start the semester and how it's August, it's summer, and we end the semester and it's winter. And the inverse happens in the spring semester. So it's like, oh man, January, can you believe that by the time we finish this class, it's going to be like shorts and t-shirt weather, hopefully. Peter, I watched that Amazon show. I forget the name already.
secret level.
Secret Level. I watched the first two. It's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, they pumped out like 2 days ago, I think the second half or a few more episodes, I don't know. I watched like three more episodes and then I passed out. So
Huh.
I don't know how much left there actually is. Um, but yeah, I really like it. I'm really digging it.
I'm actually like I'm looking at it on my phone because I wanted to look at the credits, just like how many people.
Yeah, usually the credits per episode are like 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's
And
like
like there's some 7 minute episodes that are actually like 5 minutes with like 2 minute credits. It's crazy.
yeah. The downside to watching like really amazing 3D content like this is like feeling like, oh my gosh, that is so much cooler than anything that I've ever done. And that's because it's literally a team of hundreds being like employed by the richest company in the world making this stuff. So don't feel bad if you're like a little intimidated by that kind of work. Because I was also like, oh, Dip, like this is cool. This is like really impressive. And at the same time, so Unreal Engine had a update this, around Thanksgiving, maybe a little earlier. I think I talked about it, but one of the new features that they have, so they have these free character models that are called meta humans, I think. Meta humans? Unreal Meta Humans. Yeah. And it's like a person creator. I'll share my screen too. We're already just jumping in. It's 6:03. But it's like, allegedly like just on the border of like photorealistic characters to use in the Unreal Engine. And one of the new features of this latest update is that it can use AI to analyze a piece of audio, some voice lines, some dialogue, and it'll just animate the face for you. Like it'll just do it. So like no keyframes, no anything, just like as long as it's like rigged properly and set up properly that like you put in a piece of audio and it makes your character talk. It's wild. I haven't done it in practice, but it, things are changing. Things are happening. Get used to using AI and using these tools. So if you're like looking for, I'd say of any program outside of Blender to like invest some time in, if you're really interested, it would probably be Unreal. They're also toting like, I've seen some things where it's like, hey, we're also like a new motion graphics thing. Like, sick of After Effects? Try doing these cool things in Unreal. So they're really trying hard. And obviously, free makes a big difference. If you got a show and tell in chat, or put it in chat. Also, make sure that you've uploaded something to D2L for our final projects for your show. That is also your show and tell today. Even like if you're like, Nolan, I just need a little bit more time, like I'm almost done. Just like, fine, but also upload what you have now. Because there's a good chance that once you've uploaded it and I see it and I'm like, wow, this is great, then you can just be done. You just don't you don't have to work on it after tonight. Okay, I found a couple things. One of the things was secret level. So what made me think of the Unreal thing is the first episode is like a Dungeons and Dragons thing, and it's like very, it's the races of the peoples in Dungeons and Dragons. So there's like dwarves and gnomes and things like that, but with like realistic faces. And it's done really well. And I wondered if that was done, with some sort of AI versus, or like even motion tracking or things like that versus keyframing. I don't know the answer, but okay. I can't talk and pull up my show and tell at the same time. Let's see. Oh yeah, this was cool. Okay. Why do I look at it on my phone? Because then I need to just find it on the computer anyway. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Okay, saved. I saw somebody post this on the Blender subreddit. Share, copy link. Paste in the chat here. Oh, before I just do that, Scott says, I've been blown away by the effects in Skeleton Crew. The Max Rebo kid is not CG. I left the Star Wars Disney Plus shows. I didn't watch The Acolyte. I heard it had mixed reviews. I think there was another one I skipped. But Skeleton Crew might bring me back in. I've been hearing things about it. That's good. Okay, anyway, here. This is somebody's reel. This is their Blender reel. They have a very specific style, but I just thought it was really cool because it's like 2D anime look. So like they have, they use the shaders, they use the color ramp to, make things look just like two-tone. But I just thought, the style, it's like sort of Miyazaki Studio Ghibli style a little bit too. But with it's like 2.8D, not necessarily 3D. So like some really cool stuff. Obviously some character work in there.
Yeah, if you look really closely at it, you can tell that it's actually 3D, but it looks 2D.
hmm It's like just enough. Yeah. It's like closer to 3 than 2, but it's still like kind of a cool style. Anyway, yeah. So I thought that was cool. An impressive reel. And then was there one other thing I wanted to show? I think it was maybe on Instagram. I'm buying everybody time so they can upload their stuff to D2L. What was it? Saved. I don't go on Instagram enough. I have a hard time finding where things are. No, I didn't have anything new. Okay. Give me a 1 to 10 in the chat on just like life. No, not just life. On your final project. How are you feeling about your final animation project? Sam, 9.5. Okay, Sam was making a game, and I see a 9.5, so I get kind of excited. 8 from Eduardo, a 7.75 from Riley, 10 from Peter, and 8 from John G. Okay.
Sorry, could you repeat the question, please?
Yes, the question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about the end of the semester in this class and your final project? A 9 from Catherine. Mahir, 8. Okay, all right. It's a good average. Okay, also, give me a thumbs up. How do you do it? Can you do a thumbs up in Zoom? Or just give me a thumbs up on your camera if you're registered for the spring semester, if you're like ready to go for the spring semester. Oh, and shoot, Aiden, I emailed what's her name today, and she didn't get back to me, so that made me think of that. So we can talk later. Okay, cool. So some thumbs up. Great. Glad to hear it. John, were you offering to show off your final project first?
Yep,
Yep.
I always do.
All right. And in typical fashion, I am not ready to open that up. Okay, a couple of notes while I pull this up. So, today's the last day of the class. I have to enter grades. I thought it was by Friday, but it's actually by Tuesday. So if there's any outstanding work, you've bought yourself a couple more days. Well, no, not Tuesday. So okay, yep, I'm closing these classes on D2L Sunday night at midnight. So you have to have everything in by Sunday night, because then I'll have to enter grades. After tonight, I'll send out. I'll also post this Zoom. Hi, past or hi, future Zoom watchers. Also, I'll have a playlist of all the lectures for the semester, because, and I'll send that to you. My lectures are on YouTube, but they are private, so you won't be able to find them unless you kind of save this playlist. Should you find my advice helpful? Although sometimes it's funny how quickly I go back and look at my old lectures and I'm like, nope, that was wrong. That's a bad idea. So, just take all that with a grain of salt. Okay, now let's see, John. Downloading MP4, also downloading Blender file. All right, John. How did it go with your game animations or your character animations for a game?
It went pretty well.
Yeah, tell us about it.
I just tried to create a bunch of animations for like spells and like attacks and things like that. And
Yeah. Nice. So some of these like effects, how did you, so like lightning, how did you do some of the, was this, did you do these in another program?
no, the lightning, the all the effects were from the uh, Blender kit.
Oh, nice.
I just had to multiply them, or like there was a basic Thunderbolt, and I just animated those.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that really that really slowed things down.
When you were rendering.
Uh,
Oh yeah, nice. Some good moves. Oh, and he died. Ooh, a nice spin there. Yeah, cool. Okay, I want to look at your Blender file real quick. Oh, Nolan. Anybody do anything cool over the break? I have to work. I don't get to take time off. It's kind of a bummer. Every year we have this event that's the first week of January, and so I always have a bunch of stuff to do. You maybe remember
I've
that
been
my very first video that I sent you, if you were in basics last spring, I was at this event last year.
having a EP release show tomorrow. If anyone wants to come check it
No
out.
way. Link us to your music. You got
Okay,
to.
cool. Yeah, it's coming out at midnight, and I produced it and like mixed it out and all
What
whatnot.
kind of music?
Uh like this band of mine does a bunch of different approaches. I don't know. It's wildly different, like release to release. These songs are kind of like, I don't know, proggy, kind of jazzy and
Froggy
hip
Jazzy. All
hop.
right. Do you have a like? Are you on like
Yeah.
SoundCloud or something or?
Yeah, it'll be all on Spotify at midnight and
Okay.
whatever other streaming service, but I can link the pre-save link slash my Spotify if
Yeah.
y'all want.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
okay, now I remember what issue I was having.
Yes, John, tell us.
Keep going ahead. Keep going ahead till that one.
Hold on. Are they all just in a row here?
Yeah, yeah. The animations were kind of slow loading. So you like see that one, that particular animation?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Also,
Uh,
my Blender is slowing.
uh yeah, that's gonna happen, especially when the big explosion one at the end happens. It's basically it, that in massively slowed down everything.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how you achieved these effects, which is why I was curious to see, and also why it was so slow. So where can I see this?
Yeah, so that pose, so that
This one?
pose, yeah, like that. I if you move back on it, if you move back to it, and
Mm-hmm.
then I wanted to have the character like plant the scythe into the ground and then let go of it and then put and then you know do the magic, but I couldn't get it to actually do that because if I tried to just animate the scythe by itself, to it would just whatever that thing is to get it attached to the hand.
Right.
What was that again?
Like
Yeah, that would
the parenting.
just yeah, the parenting would just end up screwing it up, and I couldn't figure out how to fix that.
Yeah, let's see. I wonder if, let's see. Because how did you parent it to the rig? Did you do,
I think I parented. Maybe I
with a
parented it to the
constraint.
model, to the rig. Yeah.
Okay. So I bet what you could maybe do, you'd have to like be like really careful with your planning, but like you could have it like if it sticks here, you could keyframe this like influence thing here, and then like on the next frame, you like so you just go over one frame and set influence to 0, and then move it into that same spot, and then it would no longer be, parented. So I'm just doing this really quickly because it would like you'd plant it. Oh, see that didn't even
Yeah,
work.
because that's what would happen when I tried to like keyframe the staff on its own. It would just end up in weird split positions, and I just decided not to even bother with it ultimately.
Why was it 0, 1? The other trick you can do is you just have so you duplicate this.
Mhm.
So like in this exact spot, you duplicate it, and like in that frame, the one that's duplicated is not parented, and the one that the original one is parented, and then you just swap them out in one frame. So the one that's no longer parented kind of stays there. That's another trick. So here it's staying there now, but
Yeah,
now
here
it's not
it's
moving
not.
at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried to mess with around with it, and I just decided to just leave it in his hand because it
Yeah.
was too much of a hassle to deal with.
Oh, because there's these other keyframes on here, I believe. Anyway, yeah, one of those things. Yeah, the to have it plant, it's you either. I think you either have to, for that particular animation, you just animate it with the hand separately. You don't do the parenting. And then it's easy to just do whatever you want with it. You just have to make sure that you're carefully following it. You can also like animate something along a path too. So if you create a path, there's a modifier or a constraint that says move along path. So you can tell the hand to move along a specific path, and you can also tell the staff to move along a specific path. So then you're just animating with curves. And
Yeah,
you
I
can share
figured.
the same curve.
Yeah, I figured there was some way to do it, but with the parenting was like that did most of the work for me, and if I messed with that, then what what change I would be making was like not worth the effort I was putting into it.
Yeah. You kind of have to like weigh the impact of the parenting. Like, is the parenting going to save you time because it's mostly moving with it, or is it going to cost you time because you're going to want to have it do things other than the parenting? Well, it looks good, John. How are you feeling about 3D animation after this class?
Well, I think I had an easier so far. I think it was pretty good. I think the 3D modeling class, I didn't really get any good models for because you know how that I had that character model that got all screwed up and can't be animated, and I still need to work on that side of stuff.
Yeah, I I've been thinking that next fall I'm gonna kind of radically restructure the class. I think in with the animation, I don't think the parkour assignment should be like as high up on the list as it is. I think that should maybe be one of the last assignments. The character stuff should be at the end. Part of what I was thinking was like, well, but like so many people want to do character animation and character modeling that like we should do it right away. But like, I think I need to flip that. I think like earlier in the semester needs to be like, hey, let's model like smaller things. Let's talk more about retopology on smaller things first. Then we can like talk about the like modeling a character, and then we can talk about retopologizing a character. So you are the last, probably the last to do it with the way I have it set up. Um, and
Yeah,
yes,
I mean, I didn't have any problem with any of the 3D animation stuff. I just think I just need to work on how to get my models to not, you know, break when I try to animate them if I make my own models.
And rest assured, John, you are not alone in that thought, including myself. I am always breaking things when I try to animate them. Anyway, thank you for being in the class, John. Thanks for showing us your final project. Uh, let's see who else wants to go. Also, Mahir, got these links open.
Cool.
I'll be tomorrow morning. I can't stay up till midnight, but tomorrow morning I'll listen.
Nice. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks, Nolan.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. Let's see, Eduardo. I got you on my screen here. Let's see what your final project is. Oh, nice. Okay. Sharing my screen.
Oh,
Eduardo, tell us.
uh,
Hello, we hear you.
yep.
Tell us about, or well, let's watch it first. Looks like Tatooine, speaking of Star Wars. Huh? Oh, is he sad? Is he? Tell us, what's the story here?
He just got his eyeball stolen, so he can't really see what's going on.
Oh,
Since,
okay.
yeah, I guess
Uh,
you can't really the
got it.
eyeball.
No,
Yeah,
now I get it. Now I see it. This guy, yeah.
I took a whole week modeling the robot, so
Yeah, wow. Really good.
yeah, yeah,
Here, let's. I want to open the Blender for project real quick.
okay.
I love looking at robot models. Oh, it is Tatooine. Tatooine City is the name of this opening.
The only problem I can notice with that one is that the claws are like black, so it's hard to see what they're doing sometimes.
Yeah,
It's an easy fix though. Yeah, nice. Nice little details. Cool. So let's see. Okay, so now I want to see how you animated too. So you just animated the individual parts, or let's see. So you must have, this is like,
the main part. Yeah,
got it. So you have it like parented to this little move box.
yep. I tried using the rig body, but it kind of made it difficult to move some parts around.
For sure. And like one thing, like with a robot, a robot is made of solid parts that don't like deform or bend usually. So like sometimes it does make sense to just like have things parented. You maybe would want to do like like a style of inverse kinematics, but you can do that with constraints actually without doing like rigs. That you could say like, okay, the elbow always like bends at the reverse angle of the hand or something like that. Like you can kind of set up those sort of robot movements. So I think it's totally fine to not use a rig because it's going to make your robot all bendy. Yeah, really cool. Nice. And I like your thing. What oh, it even looks like a Star Destroyer like shape here. Yeah, I'm a Star Wars nerd. I get it. One thing I would do, this is a nitpicky thing, but like the suns, like what there's a camera move where like the suns like seem really close. Like you can tell that they're just like floating, like this one. So I bet you could even find, so two things you could do. You could either like just make these gigantic and like put them way farther back, or you could even find like an HDRI of Tatooine. I bet it exists that you could find one and just like put it in your scene and you have the actual desert in your
Yeah,
background. But really
okay.
cool, really nice. I think yeah, and I love a good like city model too. Very nice. How did it go, Eduardo? What'd you think? You feel good about it?
Yeah, I feel good about it.
Yeah,
Learned a lot from animation 3D. So,
sweet. Well, thanks. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being in the class, Eduardo.
yep.
Who's next?
You could go if you want.
Yeah, all right, Mahir, Mahir. Oops, I didn't download it. Download.
Definitely enjoyed this class and all the assignments in it, but and like just the only disappointment I have that have made it an eight is like, my my time I kind of gave into it all, which is on me. But I appreciate you having it all on YouTube because yeah, I'll just be exploring
Yeah, cool.
Blender throughout the years to come
No, it's good. Yeah,
and go back on some stuff.
that's, that's the deal with anything that like just you run out of time. And like the good news is like if Blender, like now that you kind of know how things work, if you want to keep doing it, you just all it takes is spending more time in it.
Right, for
Oh,
sure.
nice. A little cloth simulation in there. So is the okay, question then is is the foot actually like knocking the ball or did you animate the ball?
It is knocking it. Yeah,
Nice.
I put that extra box and
You have a little
put
collision
it
box on the foot.
parented
Yeah.
it to the bone or whatever, and yeah, that's what's knocking it over. One thing I couldn't figure out how to do with the physics simulation of knocking it through is just rolling the ball without like the added gravity of a tilt or whatever, you know?
Right, so that when it kicked, it would kind of roll on the ground. I
Right.
remember we ran into that problem with John too, and it's let's open up your Blender file real quick.
Yeah, that metal ball, and we thought it was because it was a shiny surface, and so it looked all the same, so we couldn't really see it moving. But I guess it's just an issue with.
Well, I think so. I think what you have to do, it's just I think the secret is in the friction. Oh, but see here you baked it too, so we might not be able to do it, but um,
Yeah, I was thinking that.
but let's see.
I think I
Uh,
needed to bake it for the collisions or whatever.
right. But like, let's see, on the ground, where's my physics properties? Like, I think if you crank the friction up down here,
Hmm.
and even like the
It
bouncing,
doesn't
like,
go as far.
oh, and it
But
doesn't go
yeah.
as far, yeah. So it's like a combination of a few things. Then on the ball, you
Um,
would need to make it lighter. So
oh,
your
fair, yeah.
rigid
That makes
body
sense.
would need to have it has a weight or a mass here, so you'd have to turn that
Hmm.
down, and then it would go
Okay,
a little
that
farther.
makes a lot of sense.
So there's kind of a few different little settings you'd have to balance. But yeah, cool.
Gotcha.
Very nice. Love a good class sim. And the other thing too, I think um, you can, and maybe you did, which is why it's standing up. I think about like having or maybe you wanted the cloth to like come off too. Maybe that was part of your design.
Yeah, I needed to figure out parenting it to the rest of the
Yeah,
the
so that
figure.
is, um,
But yeah, I figured it's cool enough effect that it's cloth comes.
yes, for sure. Where is it? It's somebody tell me if they remember exactly which one it is. Because you can pin a certain group of
Okay.
frames.
And then it would kind of like work and like
Color.
gravitate back towards it or something.
Yeah.
I was thinking it would be cool if like the ball like kind of bounced back from the net, but I was running out of time before needing
Oh
to
yeah, here it
render.
is. Here it is. So here in the cloth thing, there is this shape drop down. And so
Okay.
you can select like a group of vertices. So it would be like these ones on the edge, like this. Select whatever, if it'll let me. And then you create a vertex group using those things, and you could say that you would call it like pinned vertexes. And so
Okay.
those ones will always stay exactly where they are if you pin them. So then you'd go back to the physics
Oh,
simulation and say pin these pinned vertexes. And so those ones are kind of locked in place, and the rest will kind of flow
I
with
see.
the simulation.
Okay, cool. And that would kind of help keep the rest of the object in place,
Mm-hmm.
like the pin ones.
Yep. So
Okay,
you could
cool.
even, and you might even like grab like one on this corner, one on this corner too, so that it kind of hangs there like that.
Okay, yeah. Gotcha.
Because whichever ones
Cool.
you add to that vertex group are going to be glued exactly where they are.
Okay, awesome. Good to note.
Yeah.
Probably try that after here.
Cool. Well, Mahir, thanks. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being in class.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's been a blast.
Can't wait to hear the music too.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Everybody's so talented. All right, Catherine, you're next. You put a 9 in too. If you're feeling good about it, I like that.
Well, okay, so it does have sound to make the story. So
Okay,
it's
I'll make sure.
my voice and it's sorry, you guys.
No,
I
no.
couldn't I couldn't get my brother to do the male voice, so whatever.
I'm already so excited. Okay, downloading this. Here we go. Here we go. Okay,
I suppose Microsoft Sam didn't work either.
Microsoft.
I didn't have time for that. That's why it's a 9.
All right, here we go. Wait, hold on. I need to make sure that I'm sharing sound. How do I do that? Advanced sharing options. Hold on. Share sound. Okay, share. Screen 2. Here we go.
Time to go home now. Last throw for the night. I ran out of the warrior treats. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Gulp. He was good.
Yes! Oh, Catherine.
Time.
Very fun. Very cool. How
Oh,
did it
thank you.
go?
Uh, you know, I would tweak it more. But I had made the set so large that I crashed it on Monday. That's why I have a new model thing for Monday. And I redid the horizon, which made it a lot easier.
I know. I was gonna say, like, I bet because I can see that you rendered with cycles too, and like
Right.
having all these like things on the ground and all the like
Yeah.
shadows and stuff. It was probably kind of a tricky render.
Well, I would do it different camera angles instead of trying to do it on. I try to was it put it on, camera to marker, and it just didn't work.
Ah,
So I actually rendered it like 4 different times at different angles.
oh yeah. Was this just like I'm assuming this wasn't a camera move here. This was just you like zooming in
In
on it.
Premiere,
Yeah, nice.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
way to
did.
save time. No, that's a good shortcut.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, and very talented voice acting too. Oh no. Yeah, so cool. Well, so are you, what did you think of 3D animation, Catherine?
I enjoy it. I'm now very dangerous to myself, and I seem to pull myself out of problems. But
Yeah.
no, yeah, I've learned a lot. Knowing the terms and what to look for when I'm Googling on, YouTube. It'll be easier that way, I
Yeah.
think. But
Cool.
thank you.
Well, thank you. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being in class.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a good dragon rig too. That's a good find.
Yeah, I like him.
All right, Sam. Sam with the 9.5. Let's see. Downloading your stuff here, your world and your character. How did it go? Did you get to the Unreal stuff?
I've got my island and everything in Unreal, but I'm actively trying to get my character to go in Unreal. I'm having difficulties with that.
Yes. Well, like the animations not coming through or something else.
Yeah, the animation's not coming through, and I'm not able to get to from looking on the internet where I put in the animation to make it like a playable character.
Mm. Yeah, that's not something that I've done specifically. The only thing that I've done is like putting the animation as like animation, not as like character movements. So I'm not a lot of help with that. But keep me in the loop if you figure it out.
Will do.
Okay, I'm not sharing my screen. Let's see. So here's your world. Ah, yes, it looks
Oh, it's actively mid me putting stuff into Unreal.
that's all right. But it looks a lot more. You've got a lot more like textures and materials on here from when I saw it on Monday too.
Yep.
And but you said you've got your environment into Unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
cool.
can share my screen if you want and show that.
I do. Let me.
I'll have to pull it up. It might take a minute.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, we'll come back. We'll come back to you. In the meantime, Aiden, you're next. Aiden, let's see. What was your number? You had a 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Give us your assessment. How'd it go? I'll download this.
It went mm, good. It
Yeah.
was smooth in the beginning, and then towards the middle was rocky, and then the end was rocky. But I got everything done to the last, literally the last second. I just exported it at like 6 o'clock. So,
Okay, cool. All right.
but it does have
I'll play
sound.
it. Okay. Oh, shoot. Wish there was a way. Maybe there is a way. Oh no, I did have it on. And now am I showing the wrong screen? Share. Screen 2. There we go. All right. Aiden's tank. Oh yeah. It looks smooth. That's a nice render you got here too.
I don't hear anything.
Oh, I have it. Sorry, you're right. I have it muted. Sorry. Starting over. Volume up. Yeah, man. I'd call that a success for sure.
Yeah, I feel good about it. It's not as much as I wanted to do, but I mean, I got it done. That was the goal. So,
My favorite part, and this is maybe like a nerdy part to have be my favorite, but I really like how the like gear fits into the tracks here. It
mhm.
looks like it's doing exactly what it
That
should be doing.
that took me that was difficult.
So was it just like trial and error, or did you like have some sort of like math formula for the
So
gears or something?
So a little bit of both. I mean, there is math to it, like how many revolutions and all that stuff, but because nothing is true unless you start true from the beginning, and it's very hard with especially this kind of model when it doesn't look high detailed, but it's got, over 200,000 triangles on the dang thing. You can't stay true to every triangle.
Uh-huh.
It's very hard to do it. So the math I kind of had to throw the math out of the equation and just do it, by my eye. And like it does slip up every now and then, but generally it stays true. So,
Yeah, cool.
and then the turning was a little weird. The turning, like if you can, I even did the detail to where so you can see how the tracks when you're turning go different
In
ways
opposite
because that's
directions, yeah.
how, so there's that. The turning was hard though because it was revolving faster than I wanted it to, but there wasn't really a way to change it because I rigged it, not necessarily really, it's not really rigging. I parented empties with object constraints so that it was a bit easier and it can work with array modifier easier.
Yeah,
So,
nice. Looks good. And also like like I know this is maybe kind of like a simple thing, but like the cannon firing, you really get a sense of like the like force of it. You've got like a good like recoil and movement and stuff. Okay, and you did like a little shimmer. Is that like an After Effects like heat thing
yeah,
that you did?
that's what I just got done exporting from After
Nice.
Effects. I
Yeah, cool.
pulled in
Cool,
all
cool.
like I did Premiere Pro for the sound design and then After Effects for everything else.
You made like a displacement map, is that it?
Yep. So yeah, it's displacement with fractal noise.
I love fractal noise.
Mm-hmm.
Todd showed me the power of fractal noise.
Yes, fractal noise is the power of everything in that program.
Yeah, cool. Really nice, Aiden. Yeah, it came
Thanks.
together for sure. I think you should feel really good about it.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't like was the trees aren't supposed to be birch trees. I couldn't get my texture to really
Oh, see, I didn't
go
even
through.
notice.
Yeah, but that's fine. I at this point I was like, I need to, and the environment worked out fairly well. That is the cut object, and I don't know why it's not visible in my thing. That was,
Oh
but
yeah,
hey,
look,
if
there's
you
another
think
one
about
back
it
here.
this way, yeah, if you think about it this way though, it's turning and it could be shooting the object. So who knows?
Um, I
But yeah.
I think it was. I don't think it was this year. So I'm a big fan of the band Blink 182,
Mhm.
and they like had a reunion last year. They like the band had broken up, and they made a music video. And in their music video for them getting back together, it was like on a green screen, and they had like a bunch of like recreations of their old music videos like behind them. And in one of the shots, there was a big default cube that they just somebody had forgotten to take it off. So
Yep.
like even Blink 182 has mystery cubes in their music videos.
But yeah, and then the environment, like the ground, that definitely took a bit to fiddle again and make it work. And I then added displacement on the ground just a little bit, not too much though.
Yeah, the grass looks great, especially from this angle. Like when with that low angle, it really looks natural. Yeah, that's cool. Well done, Aiden.
Thanks.
You made a lot of progress from when I saw this before.
Yeah.
Really good. Nice
Thanks.
work. Thanks for being in class, Aiden. And thanks for sharing. Alrighty. Riley.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, Riley. Downloading. So Riley had the characters in the kitchen. Let's see. All right, 7.75 from Riley. How'd it go?
So it's shorter than I wanted it to be. There is audio, so you might wanna, and the script's a little off, but
So, what am
Okay, hold on. Am I sharing audio? You are sharing sound.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yes.
it was there.
so what am I here for? Well, for starters, coffee. Can't say no to that. Okay, so I would like to propose an arm wrestling match to determine the owner of this little guy I found buried in my closet. You called me at 6 a.m. for this? Sounds to me like you don't want a little guy. Oh, I didn't say that.
Oh yeah, I forgot it was an arm wrestle.
And go.
Nice.
Well, fair is fair. To the victor goes the spoils. Where'd it go?
The end. Nice. What do you mean it wasn't long enough? I thought it was great.
The original script was a little longer, but
That's a minute 15 seconds of like full 3D animation, character rigging, voice acting. I think that's a
so I didn't feel as bad when I was like, yeah, I can submit a shorter version. That's fine.
yeah, cool.
Uh,
Really nice. Yeah. Yeah, good. So I am not a directing instructor or a cinematographer or anything like that. I think one thing, and this is I'm not trying to pick on you, Riley, but one thing that I think a lot of people kind of overdo is like the really big camera moves that like I think you can even save yourself a little bit of heartache if you just like have like camera shots. And you do, and actually Riley, you do have a lot of good like camera like changes like this, like just like from here to here. Nice camera move. And like you don't break the 180 rule. Like ding, nice camera move. That's a nice one too. But like I think and like I think hovering around the arm wrestle is cool too, but I think at the here at the end of this one, that was maybe a little too much. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm nitpicking though. It's really cool. It's really fun. And like I think for me, and hopefully for all of you, that there's like an extra little like level of satisfaction when it's like I did all of this like from nothing. That like I wrote this, I did the voice lines, I created the characters, I made the video, and like it's just entirely from nothing. I think that's a really cool thing. Anyway, Riley, well done. Thanks for sharing.
Mhm.
Thanks for being in class. Let's see. Bidi. Scott is next. Scott, let's see. Pan Down is the name of this. Ooh, okay. Here we go. Here's Scott.
I think this might be an old render, but
Oh, was there a different
I don't have one currently. But
one? Still, tell us about this though that we're seeing.
so this is something I started for After Effects for my project there. I kind of spent a little too much time in Blender and not enough time in After Effects. But the car, um, the buildings are from a project I created like 2 or 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Was it my first term with you in Basic?
I was gonna say, like, I think I remember, like, this seems familiar that you had done a city for something. I think in
Yeah.
in 3D
Um,
Basics.
the model I built, um, I just wanted to like experiment with like atmosphere and layering. You know how like um how they do cities in like movies. You know, like when you're driving down 35 and you're looking at Minneapolis above you, and it's like the buildings just go up above you in layers, and it's like it just looks really cool.
Yeah,
Kind of wanted to capture that effect here.
yeah. This, I
Um,
think, this
yeah,
little sequence right here with the like lights and the car pulls up and the person waiting. I think this is really slick right in here.
yeah, pictured isn't not pictured as his hat apparently because this is not the. But I was hoping I could like animate the character, but I never really got around to rigging him.
Yeah, no
But
worries.
I think one of the things I had the most trouble with was like the bloom.
Yeah,
Because I was finding that the bloom was just really freaking powerful with how much light I put in to the scene.
yeah. Let me
Because
get your project file real quick.
um I'm trying to remember. I think it was around 16 or something.
Oops. Share
Yeah.
screen. Did you do it? Let's see. So we're doing Eevee. So
Yeah, I tried it on cycles.
no, that's fine. Because Bloom works a little differently in Eevee, and it used to be. Is it in the compositing now? See, I don't even know where it is in Eevee. Volumes? Advanced? Clamping?
What a material.
Is it on the material?
Light fall off?
Light
Mesh-
probe volume, is that it?
Under layout, I've
Yeah,
got
that's it.
the thing open. I can't think of what it's called. The um material editor.
Hold on, my blender's freezing. There we go. Okay, so on here, on this object, it's in this one. Where did you say it was?
I'm gonna do not have enough coverage on that one.
Am I missing it? Light probe volume.
Um, kind of looking around mine.
Yeah, I thought it was. Where's Ethan when you need him? Ethan was really good at the cycle stuff. Anyway, so I believe like when you use an emission material, because like your emission strength is set to 1,000, which is 1,000 times the like base emission. So I wonder if it might have something to do with that, your emission material. Something to play with, or because I believe you can do compositing in Eevee now. And so like you could try to do the bloom, or not the bloom, it's called glare, the glare filter. And this gives you like a really nice easy like control over stuff. So you can do bloom or fog glow is kind of the one that I like a little better. Something to mess with.
Okay. I think I poked around in a YouTube tutorial to set up kind of the fog. So
Yeah, or maybe you did that in After Effects too. If you're working on it in your After Effects project, maybe.
I didn't open this file. I just exported it as a video and then worked on.
Got it. Well, Scott, thanks for sharing.
I'm pretty happy with the way the final.
Yeah. I
look.
think you know that I'm a sucker for the cyberpunk aesthetic.
Yeah. I'm kind of on a sci-fi kick.
Yeah, cool. All right,
Yeah.
Peter, we're at the bottom of the list, and Peter gave a 10 out of 10. Also downloading your.
I think we've all seen it at this point. But yeah, there's some audio with it. It was a little hype video just because I've been inactive on my Instagram, so that's why there's the text.
Here we go. Okay, so walk us through your how did you rig this like in with a traditional method? I know because you made like a custom rig for this, right?
Yeah, I think custom rigs are where it's at when you're trying to do like very specific characters, but so the overall model is imported from this app called stud.io, which is now owned by Lego, and it's like a digital building thing. So you can, you build your character, whatever you want it to be. And then you can export it as a Kaleida file, and then once you import that into Blender, everything is messed up. Like the scale, it's like flipped upside down and like 90 degrees. It's super weird. So you have to kind of manually clean everything up, which took a long time. That's why there's only like, 20 something pieces to this, just because that would have taken forever. And then for every single piece, I cleaned it up. So there's like really simple ways to do it. So you can kind of, if you're on like in edit mode and you hit 1 on your keyboard, you go to vertices, and then you can say select all and then merge all of the vertices by distance. So because like for some reason the Kaleidofile, there's like literally
Way too many.
like thousands of vertices for like one piece. It's insane. So if you do that, you can merge everything together and then go to the face view and then highlight everything and say turn tries to quads, which minimizes the amount of faces. But doing that, you got to make sure that you've shut off like the auto smoothing and all that stuff that comes with the Kaleidofile, because then you have to go back again and do that. And then at that point, you got to just go into edit mode, highlight the faces that you want to be smooth and the ones that you want to be flat, and you got to just do it all manually. And then after that, you rig it. So just some other tips that I learned: if you want to go in between, like go right in the middle of, your arm, you could select, 2 vertices, and then I think it's Shift S, and then it's bring the 3D cursor to, what you have selected, and it'll go smack dab in the middle of what you've selected, which was really handy because it's Lego pieces, so they're like very perfectly connected together. And that's just how I rigged it. And then I added textures to it, made certain parts glow and other parts like metallic. And then I animated it on 2s, and I used the non-linear animator to do some different animations. Basically
When you say on 2s, you mean like you had it render every second frame, or what do you?
No, because the camera is actually spinning on 24 frames a second, but the character is animating on 2s. So I didn't think about that, and I, because I had to render an actual 24 frames per second, but I did 3 different renders. So it was like, let's say they're all 120 frames, just because the walk cycle is only so long. So I did a render where it's just the front that's rendered while it's walking, and then a side profile of it walking, and then a 360 of it walking. And then those are 3 different exports as image sequence. So then when I actually was editing it together, you could edit between you know what I'm saying? Like you can edit between the actual the footage and
Right.
not have to re-render everything in Blender. It was just a
Yeah.
little bit of a hack. Yeah, I mean it looks simple just because it's a walk cycle, but there was so much that went into like trying to clean all the pieces up, and like, yeah, it was a hassle.
I see. Because yeah, you can see that there's like a frame in between each
Mhm.
like step. Yeah, okay. And
Yeah.
the other thing too that kind of helps with this type of like movement too is to not use motion blur. I don't think I ever actually told you guys about motion blur now that I think about it. But so that you can kind of get that like stuttery, jittery, like,
Mhm.
but with a crisp render. Yeah, cool. Very nice, Peter. Well done. You're definitely not afraid of like the really tedious stuff, which will serve you well
Yeah,
should you
it might be
continue.
my downfall, but it might be a success in certain cases.
Yeah. Very cool. and very very interesting. So yeah, and the other thing, Peter, was actually no, I talked about this in the last lecture. The render thing.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
think that's just a
more
samples.
samples,
Yeah.
just more time. And those renders took like basically took all day to render like all three passes of like a profile, front shot, and then the 360 camera movements.
Yes.
So it took a long time. So I was trying to be careful not to need to like go back and re-render something, which I already did anyway, but we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, there's diminishing returns, but it's like those like very specific like the light reflecting off the thing with the bump map. Like sometimes you just need that extra like 1%, or sometimes you want that extra 1%, and that requires another 20% of render time. But
Yeah, take you a week.
yeah. Well, everybody, I think that's it. It's been a real treat. Make sure, so tonight I'm going to go through and update everybody's grades in D2L. So tomorrow you can check or like please double check tomorrow that what you expect is what I'm giving you. And then reminder that if there's any other outstanding work, you have to have it loaded into D2L by Sunday night at midnight, because I'll be entering grades on Monday, or probably Monday. So thanks again for being in the class. I think I said this in the modeling class, but this semester I truly believe that like this every year all the students like kind of up their game a little bit. So I've been super impressed with all of your work, and it's been really fun to see you learning and doing cool things. Have a great winter break, and you can add me on LinkedIn if you'd like to stay in touch professionally. I'd like to see where your careers take you. But otherwise, that's it. I'll hang out if you need to. I'll hang out for like 5 or 6 minutes if you want to chit chat. But otherwise, thanks for coming, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks so
All
much.
right,
Take
see ya.
care.
Thanks, Mahir.
See ya, y'all.
Thanks, John.
Yeah. Thanks for everything.
Thanks, Scott.
Quick just announcement.
Yes.
I do have my game animations assignment in. I just turned it in. It's not complete, but I just need to get credit for it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try. I'll try. Turn it in. Feel free to look at it. I was having some issues with adding animations 3 and 4. They would end up breaking the rig, and I was like, okay, whatever. I'm done.
Yeah,
So I was like, I was like, okay, I'm turning it in.
Yeah. That's probably going to be enough.
Yeah. So if I get to it, I can get it in by Sunday, but I got to do other stuff first. But if I get to it, I get to it.
I wouldn't worry about it.
But yeah.
But I'll look at it tonight. I'll update the grades. Check it tomorrow, and if you're dissatisfied, then maybe you can do more. But
sounds good. I would appreciate it.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. That's all I got. So
thanks, Aiden.
See ya.
So we'll see you next time.
Did you say you had a link to your recordings from this semester, or did
I will have a link that I will
okay.
send, yes, tomorrow.
Okay, I didn't know if I missed something or not.
No. It
Cool.
is well, actually sometimes I like do things and I must like be like sleepwalking or something, because after you had said that I was like, oh yeah, I should make a playlist of all the videos for modeling. And I looked and I had already made one. And I was like, when did I do that? Okay, so let me just look real quick.
Weird.
Playlists. Content. Playlists. Yeah, don't have an animation one, but I'll create one tonight,
cool.
and I'll send it out.
Okay. And you did have one for modeling, but you didn't send the link?
I did send it on Monday.
On Monday, okay.
Or Tuesday, I guess, whenever I told everyone that their grades were updated. I think it was Monday.
And then I never rendered out that parkour thing because I hated looking at it, so I just did the extra credit thing.
Okay.
Just to make that up.
I think I had already forgotten that you hadn't done it, so.
Okay. Well, thank you for everything. You're a fantastic instructor, and I really enjoyed all your classes.
Thanks, Peter, and good luck to you. I can't I hope to see some of your work or you again soon.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll stay in touch. I'll figure out what a LinkedIn is, and
No, okay, yeah.
I don't. Yeah,
I
I
know,
don't
I'm
know
an
what
old
that
guy.
is. Anyway, thank you. It was a lot of fun. That's bittersweet, but
Yeah.
alas, time moves on.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being in all the classes. It's been a real pleasure.
Yeah, me too. All right, take care.
Thanks, Peter. Bye.
I have a question. You were saying a second monitor. I have an iPad, and how, with certain Premiere, you can set, move it over, other programs you have to drag and drop. How do you move it? How do you do that to, I have a small little laptop, but I have an iPad that it would be nice to move part of it over.
Yeah, let's see. I'm not sure that an iPad would work. So you'd have let's see. Let me do a little research for you real quick.
Okay, so I mirror it and I use it, in Premiere Pro.
Really? Okay.
Yep, yep.
Um, so like you could so can you put any like is it like can you drag something from your laptop
Yes.
screen to your oh so
Yep.
so so then it probably could work with Blender. Um, so here, like if you have oh no, I'm sharing this screen. Whoops, no, there's everybody. So any window,
Hmm.
you can, I believe you can just like pull it or no, is it this one? How do I do this? Have I really never done this before? How do you undock one of these windows? Catherine, we're going to solve this right now.
I've always been the problem
No,
student here, right?
no, not a problem. The good question student.
Oh, okay.
How do we do this? Uh, it says, oh, you hold down shift. No, is that drag one of the corners? Ah, oh, okay. That is not intuitive. Okay, here's how it works. Where is everybody?
Nothing's
Here we
showing up.
go. Okay. All right. So let me just go back to you're seeing my Blender right now though?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go back to a regular layout view. So you know how you can like move windows around, move these windows around, and you can add new windows by putting the mouse in the corner of one. You can kind of drag a new one out like that.
Yep.
So if you hold down the shift key and do the
All
same
right.
thing, it pops it out, and now you can drag this into another screen
Cool.
like your iPad. So it's like a loose window. So
Okay.
did it work for you? Are you trying it as I
No, I'm
speak?
not trying it right now, but I will later.
So if you hold
Definitely.
down shift
And then
and
drag.
and drag into like when your mouse is the little like crosshair.
Right. Cool.
It's funny. So like I have you're gonna get a peek behind the magic here. Nobody's ever seen this. But like I have 3, 4 screens here,
Yep.
but I still do everything on one screen.
I understand. I understand. Cool. Well, thank you very much.
Yes, thanks, Catherine. And I hope you got something out of these classes, and I appreciate you sticking with it.
Well, I enjoyed it, and I'll actually miss not having another class. And I like the YouTube being able to go back through and,
Yeah, good. Well, yeah,
and
so
follow through.
I'll send it out. So if you want to go back and look at stuff, you can.
I will. I will. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Catherine. And
Okay.
good luck with all of the like house moving and selling and all that too.
Well, we had somebody was fixing something while the class was going on. So
Oh yeah, okay.
yeah, it's just another problem. So
Yeah.
yes, Well, yes, I hope to be back in, Minnesota soon. Thanks.
Yep, you're welcome.
Okay.
Bye, Catherine. Sam, you're the last person standing.
Yep. So, is my mic working?
It is.
Okay. So I'll probably, if I can, I'll submit the game once I'm done with it. Hopefully, if it's done before Sunday. If
Yeah.
not, I don't know.
So listen, you've done enough to get the A in the class. So like at this point, it's your choice if you want to like go down that route. So don't kill yourself to try to get it done by Sunday.
Yeah, just for that would be just so that you can see the finished project, and
Yeah. Or you
beyond
can,
that, this is just so that I can tell people that I actually finished and made a video game that you
yeah.
can
And
play.
maybe
So,
I'll see if I can find some more useful information for you too to like connect the animation to like a character movement, with controls. I'll see if
yeah,
I
I
can help
think
you.
I gotta figure out a different way to export it.
Okay.
Because I need them as like individual actions, and I
Hmm.
don't quite know how to export that. So I'll have to look into it more.
So do you have, well, let me look at your Blender file real quick if you've got time. Where is it? Okay, so I have to go here, downloads, game character experimentation. So I believe, or my understanding of how it works with exporting is if you export as an FBX. So I see that you have like all of your animations saved as actions. So you've got crouch walk, run, jump, rest, walk, all that stuff. And if you export as a FBX, let's see, what are our options here? And if we include animation, all strips, all actions. Okay. I'm gonna do this. This is Sam character. Okay. Oh yeah, and I forgot to come back to you, Sam. I meant to do that and I forgot. I'm sorry.
I forgot about that too, so.
I just got too wrapped up. Okay, and now I'm actually gonna open Unreal. Let's see if we can see this. Yes, allow. Man, every time I open Unreal though, it's like initializing. I don't know how long this is gonna take.
Unreal takes forever to load.
Yeah. It's kind of
'Cause
ironic because it's like it's such a like efficient engine like for making
Yeah.
things, but the actual program. Yikes.
Yeah, I've messed around on it before with not much, because I didn't really know anything of like modeling.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just kind of messed around with what they had, and I gave up pretty quickly because I didn't know what I was doing.
All right, let's see. This is almost open. Okay, so now, oops, we don't need Copilot. If I go to my downloads, this is Sam character FBX. If I import this,
Yeah, I was having a real problem with my textures for the character. For some reason, all the colors are wrong, so I just had to like redo the colors when I was in Unreal. I have no idea why it had that much of an issue.
yeah, I maybe should have looked a little closer at these settings. FBX. Selected objects. Okay, let's see what Unreal is doing. Translating source files 0%. That's not a good sign. Hello? It's not doing anything. Well, I feel your pain. I'll follow up with you tomorrow and see if, and
Okay,
I'll send you, I'll see if I can find some good stuff to send you that may help.
that'd be awesome.
Okay. Very ambitious, but I like the idea for sure. Well, anything else, Sam?
Nope, that's about it.
How you feeling about 3D?
Good. I enjoy it.
Where are you at Hennepin Tech? Are you like going to be graduating? Are you like finishing a degree,
I
diploma?
finish my cabinet making degree in the spring semester.
Cool.
And then I got in my first year of PSEO, so what, 2 school years ago, I think, I got a degree in carpentry.
Man, I tried to make like a big sort of cabinet closet in our front hall, and I'm like a DIY, like I think I'm better than I am. Man, it's tough.
Yep,
I even got myself like a Craig pocket hole
yep.
jig thing, and I was like, oh, this is gonna make it so much easier. It's gonna like hide all the joinery and all that stuff, and even that was like, oh my gosh, like shit, I'm messing this up. And my other mistake was like, so it's basically floor to ceiling, so it has like a kick plate, and then it
Okay.
goes up to the ceiling, and so it was like really tall and skinny, so like trying to get it like square and plumb was a nightmare, and the floor wasn't level either. So oof, I learned so
Yeah.
much. I learned how to like scribe and do all the like things to get it to fit, but it was kind of a mess.
Yeah, the first project pretty much always is.
Anyway, well, Sam, thanks for being in class. It's
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed your work, and you have some talent and some skill, and I've been very pleased to see you kind of progress through the classes. So, congratulations.
Thank you. It's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed this class.
Cool. Good.
I'm almost tempted to retake one of the like 3D basics or something again next semester, just so I can keep going.
Yeah, man. If you want to, you wouldn't be the first. There was one other person that did the same thing. That they did all three of my classes and then did 3D Basics one more time just for funsies.
I'm honestly tempted. I might.
Yeah, cool. If you're welcome. You can be like my assistant. You can answer the questions that I forget the answers to.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Thanks.
Well, thanks, Sam.
Bye.
Bye.